Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. For takeaways as Celtics lose to Warriors after blowing late lead. The Celtics squandered a 7-point lead in the final 6 minutes of regulation, falling 118-112 to the Warriors in an intense matchup at TD Garden on Wednesday night. Boston opened the game red-hot with a 14-3 lead before the Warriors' defense locked in for the remainder of the first half. Golden State swarmed Jayson Tatum and turned the game into a slugfest, limiting the Celtics to just 40 first-half points, a season low for the hosts. Meanwhile, the Warriors found some rhythm from three-point range and built a double-digit lead in front of a stunned TD Garden crowd at intermission. Tatum and the Celtics fought back in the third quarter though, outscoring them by a 41-31 margin in the period behind Tatum, 17 points in frame, and a renewed effort on the offensive glass, 7 offensive rebounds. Neemias Queta, 12 points, 8 rebounds, provided a huge energy spark during the rally while White's offense, 27 points, helped make up for the absence of Jaylen Brown, sore hip. Boston seemed to regain control midway through the fourth quarter by pushing up their lead to 7 points thanks to 20-second chance points, but Curry and the Warriors fought back with a 16-4 run to retake the lead entering crunch time. The Warriors then closed the door with a couple big outbacks by Kevin Looney and a clutch Buddy Hield 3 in the final minute to help put the game away. Tatum finished with a game-high 32 points in the loss, while Derek White added 26 points. Stephen Curry led the way for the Warriors with 27 points and 9 assists as the visitors improved to 7-1 on the year. Boston fell to 6-2 with the loss and had their 3-game winning streak snapped. Looney delivers vintage performance in Warriors win over Celtics. When it's all said and done, the Warriors legends will forever be remembered at Chase Center. There will be jerseys lifted to the rafters and statues cemented for all to cherish. Steph Curry of course will be front and center. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green will be by his side. Kevin Durant will be honored, as will coach Steve Kerr. Andre Iguodala and others have strong arguments too. The term star, or even superstar, has become an oversaturated moniker in all of sports, including the NBA. But the Warriors during the dynasty had stars and superstars alike. During their most recent title run, a cult hero emerged in Kevin Looney. Social media wasn't going to be filled with Looney dunk highlights or him stepping back and catching fire from deep. His heart often tops his stats. But in the 2022 playoffs, Looney's monster rebounding performances had fans, teammates, and coaches asking for an encore. Back in Boston for a battle between two of the NBA's best teams this season, Looney's performance at TD Garden in the Warriors' 118-112 win Wednesday night against the Celtics reminded many of his play 3 seasons ago when the selfless center celebrated by getting fitted for yet another championship ring. Very reminiscent of every big moment that he's been part of to help us win at the highest level, Curry said after the win. That whole 22 playoff run, and the last 2 years there have been times where he has made huge contributions. I'm so happy for him that he's being rewarded for the work that he put in the offseason to get his body right. He's moving well and able to still be physical. And he's just super smart. He knows where to be at all times and play positional basketball. Coming off the bench for the 8th straight game to start the season, Looney asserted himself early with 3 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Where the reliability of the veteran now in his 10th NBA season, all being with the Warriors, was most pertinent came in the fourth quarter to stave off the Celtics' second-half comeback. Looney played 7 minutes and 38 seconds in the fourth quarter and was a +10 as the Warriors outscored the Celtics by 5 points in the final frame for their biggest win yet. He scored 6 points on a perfect 3 of 3 shooting, and as always, his biggest presence was felt on the glass by hauling in 4 rebounds with 3 being on offense. In a 42-second stretch from the 150 mark in the fourth quarter when the Warriors were up by 2, through the 108 mark when their lead was at 4, Looney was all over the place, making one clutch contribution after another. First came Looney perfectly reading an airballed three-point attempt from Draymond Green that fell way short. As the ball was in flight, Looney skirted past Drew Holiday and grabbed the ball away from 7-footer Neemias Queta, immediately putting it back up with his left hand for 2 huge points. On the Warriors' next offensive possession, Looney trailed Curry going to the basket, caught his missed layup attempt and in a heartbeat again was there for 2 points to extend the Warriors' lead to 4 points before then contesting a Jayson Tatum jumper on the other side. Since coming to the Warriors exactly 4 months ago, Buddy Hield has learned what all those around Looney have witnessed for the last decade. "He's just so unselfish," Hield said. "Bigs want to score, they want to put the ball in the basket, and he doesn't argue when guards take his rebounds." Celtics' Jayson Tatum drops NSFW rant amid Olympic benching, Warriors loss. It has been a dream year for Jayson Tatum. He became one of the few players in history to win an NBA championship and an Olympic gold medal in the same year. And yet, there was so much disappointment surrounding the Boston Celtics star even as he accomplished both of those feats. He took a bit of a back seat in the playoffs, with Jaylen Brown winning Finals MVP honors, and then for Team USA, he somehow ended up being their 11th man, joining Tyrese Haliburton outside of the rotation. Tatum, however, has clearly had enough of the discourse surrounding his lackluster stint for Team USA and how it relates to his electric start to the 2024-25 season. He fired off an NSFW rant following the Celtics' 118-112 loss to the Golden State Warriors on Wednesday night, with Tatum looking to emphasize that he's going to respond however he wants, outside noise be damned. "It's part of this job, what I've been dealing with my entire career. People want me to be louder, people want me to be meaner, whatever. One thing about Jayson is, I'm always going to do what the fuck I want to do," Tatum said in his post-game presser, via Noah Dalzell of SB Nation's Celtics blog. "I'll approach things how I want to approach and what I feel is sincere to who I am as a person." Jayson Tatum was asked about how people wanted him to respond to the Olympics benching. "People want me to be louder, people want me to be meaner, whatever. One thing about Jayson is, I'm always going to do what the fuck I want to do." The Celtics star, however, understands where the clamor for him to elevate his game in light of a disappointing summer is coming from. Regardless, despite the pressure to react a certain way, Tatum prefers to remain unabashedly himself. "We react differently. It's easy to say, if they were in my shoes, what they would do. I appreciate when it comes from a good place, but like I said, I'm always going to react, respond, approach things the way I want to," Tatum added. Whoever Tatum is now is clearly good enough, and he doesn't have to overhaul who he is just to fit certain expectations. The Celtics clearly love Tatum the way he is, and they would love nothing more than for him to keep being himself. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jayson Tatum? Leave your opinion in the comments.